Hi, this is Michelle with Michelle's Scrapbooking Thoughts, and today's project is this cute little Halloween holder. It's great to go in your scrapbook albums, or it can be used as a table saver. Many cute little things you can do with this. I've seen people add a little hanger at the top and hang it from their little Halloween trees. It's got a little insert for a photo, or if you've got some ticket stubs, but just really cute. And I just went through my stash and added some little pom-pom trim. I added one of the stickers, and I cut one of the pom-poms off and put it at the top. Added some ribbon and some different papers. Really super simple to make, and let's go ahead and get started. You are going to need an envelope punch board, and I did a project with this the other day, and I'm going to go over it again for you. This is an old Stampin' Up! Envelope punch board. We don't make them anymore. However, you can get these from We Are Memory Keepers. So envelope punch boards are great. You can do a lot with them. This is going to be a 3x4 envelope. So you'll look down here at your measurements. I want to make a 3x4, so it'll tell you the paper size. I need a piece that's 6x6, and I'm going to start my first score line at 2 5/8. So I've got my 6x6 paper. I'm going to put it in at 2 5/8. I'm going to give it a punch, and I'm going to score. Now, we're not going to do, for the next 3 rotations, we're not going to do it at 2 5/8. What we're going to do is we're going to follow the score line. So what I'm going to do is this little, I call it the whale tail, this little whale tail, I'm going to measure up the score line with it. So each of the rotations for the next 3 times are going to be lined up with a score line. So we want to get that even. We want to punch and score. So what we want to do is we want to rotate it around. We're going to line it up with that score line. We're going to punch and score. And then one more time, we're going to line it up with that score line. We're going to punch and we're going to score. The next thing we're going to do, and this is totally optional, I like for my corners to be rounded. If you don't, then just leave them pointed. I go ahead and round mine. And I'm just using up scraps, more and more scraps from the Echo Park I Love Halloween paper collection. So I'm just going to fold up these score lines. Get my bone folder out. Give it a good burnish. You could even make a bigger envelope, and you could add utensils if you're having a Halloween party. You know, you could add your utensils in them. Be a cute party favor if you wanted to add a little note with a picture or some candy, you know, sitting on the plate. It'd be really cute. Okay, so now we're going to fold these sides in, and we're going to add some adhesive. I'm going to use some tear and tape just because it's faster. Don't worry about writing anything down. I'm going to put all the measurements and everything on my blog. If you're having a hard time finding the link to my blog, right underneath the title of this video, there's a drop-down arrow. If you click that, it'll have all the information. The blog post will take you directly to the project. Okay, so we're just going to make sure this is burnished down well. I learned a long time ago, if you burnish these adhesives down well, it makes the tape come off a lot easier. Okay, so we're just going to fold that up, and there we have the beginning of our envelope. So this piece right here, let me measure it. This piece is 3 7/8 by 3 1/4. So you would just put your 3 7/8 piece in there. I'm just going to use this one for now. And then I just pieced together these other pieces. I had just random pieces and I just pieced them together. I call it my paper piecing puzzle project. So I just get random pieces of scraps that I have left over. And I just start, you know, matching them up. You know, just start piecing them together on how I think they'll go. That's not going to fit, so I know that's not going to fit. So that one will fit pretty good. So what I like to do is I'll just start piecing them together where I need to cut them. Just make little lines on the paper. And then I'll come in with my scoreboard and my trimmer and I'll just trim. The hard part is finding those marks that you made, especially on busy paper. There it is. So I'm just going to line it up on my trimmer at a diagonal. And give that a cut. And I cut it too short. However, we may be able to do this. So we'll just salvage it over here. So I'm going to glue that in place, and you're probably thinking, Michelle, that's hanging over. But you know what we can do? We can cut it off after we get it glued down. Just gonna hear that, wipe off this excess glue. We're gonna scoot this over and then we're gonna cut it off. Okay, so I just start puzzling pieces together. It's kind of fun this way. This is hard to do exact measurements, especially when you're cutting at angles, so it's just easier for me to try to piece it together as best I can and still use up my scraps and try to find this line that I made. I think that's the most frustrating part, is trying to find the line. Anybody else do that? Anybody see it? I'm looking. Oh, there we go. There we go. And I still goose that up. You know, I have done so many videos today, and you would think that I've like really done a lot of different videos, but I've had to start over so many times because I can't get things right. And I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with that. Alright, so that piece is going to go there, and we are going to round this. So I'm just going to bring back in my Alright, so we're just going to glue this on. We're just going to make a mosaic. So we're going to create this. Just going to piece things together, and then we're going to cut this part off. These would be cute little things to give to teachers for like the little kids. Okay, so we've got that on. Now what I could do is come over with this piece and then mark it here. I'll be able to see this line. It's not busy. Trim this off, and we'll add that piece right there. There we go. I love paper piecing. Alright, so then we just have one more. Let's see what we can do. So we can come in and add this one right here. So I'm just going to glue that one in. And then we're going to go and cut this one around. Cute! We just have one more to do. Cut this off straight. And this can sit across here, but first we're going to round it. I'm just going to use my little corner rounder. And then we're going to glue this piece on. There we go. And then we can just cut around it. It saves that second step of measuring and then cutting. This way we just adhere it with glue and then cut it to how we need it. Should have scooted that over just a tad. Oh well, our little pom-pom will cover it up. Okay, so we're through with this. Now I've got my hot glue gun, been letting it heat up. I was gonna add, I thought about using the white this time instead of the green, but because I've got a white border down here, do you think that looks okay? I was worried about it being too white, but I think that looks okay. I'm just gonna add a really, got my non-stick mat here, glue, and I'm just going to run a thin bead of glue along the bottom, and I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Whoops. And I like to work off the spool. I don't like to cut it first. So I'm just going to add that there. I love pom-pom trim. Just a little bit more. There we go. And that way you don't really waste. You just use what you need and then cut off the excess. But I think I still am going to put a green pom-pom at the top. So let me get my green pom-pom right here, and I'm just going to cut one off. Let me get my fabric scissors. They cut. I'm just going to just going to add a little bit of glue. Pop that up. Super cute. I love that. Now this pom-pom doesn't jingle jangle. This one jingle jangles. It kind of interactive and moves around. This one's just kind of plain. But they're still cute. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, is we're going to use one of the stickers. I just put a little glue behind there and a little bit of pop dots to pop it up just a little bit. And we're going to put that right there. Let's see what stickers I've got left over. Got the witch one. Keep wanting to use her. Everything I've wanted to use her on lately has been too small, but she works really well right there. I like her right there. I'm just going to add some dimensionals, and it's already sticky. But I'm just going to add a few. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's a gorgeous day here in Tennessee. We have been in that particular weather pattern this week where it's freezing cold in the morning and fairly warm in the afternoon. We've been running about 40s at night and high 60s during the day. It's been gorgeous. I've been thinking about my friends down in Florida. Everybody checked in safe, so that was good, but there's so many others that were unfortunately not. Okay. Let's get all these pieces off. If you're interested in any of the products I used, I'll also post that on my blog on what I used. Okay, let's just pop her up right here. So this could be, my original thought for these were embellishments to put in your scrapbook. I mean, you know, these are large embellishments. You know, usually we're dealing with something smaller, but these would be really cute to sit in there and add a photo or a journaling pocket, or if you went to the haunted house, you know, you could put your sticker, your ticket stubs in here to hold, you know, a trinket or something, because they are flat and they will lay on a scrapbooking page. That's one of the reasons why I did not decorate the back, because I knew they could be adhered down to a page. And then I thought, well, if you're having some sort of party or something, you could put a piece of candy or a party favor next to, you know, their plate at dinner on the table. You could even put some silverware utensils in there. You know, lots of things, but they're just really cute, and it's another good way to use up those scraps. I hope you enjoyed today's project, and I'll see you back here next time. Thanks so much for viewing.